in as little as 4 weeks and getting that first client in their first 4 weeks. I see a lot of people here who are into health and wellness, which is absolutely amazing, and it's absolutely crucial at this time. I feel as if online marketing and utilizing the internet is where it's at right now, and it's basically a crucial moment. So Zoom has stock prices has probably increased, which is amazing. So I've only got a bit of time to share, so I'm going to run through a bit on how I can add value to you guys. Basically, from trial and error, from experience as well. If you are basically attracting people through, let's say, ebooks or anything that is like word-based or whatnot, it's not as effective as, let's say, a masterclass would be, which is what I've been getting tremendous results in at the moment. But this could be subject to change depending on what kind of industry you're in, basically. I found people are much more engaging with video content. So what you can do is you can drip feed them. Drip feeding meaning release a video each and every single day, which keeps them interested and which keeps them engaged as well. So what you can do with drip feeding as well is you can add that to your mailing list in your list, and basically day by day it gives them an absolute good chance to basically open your emails. You know what I mean? A lot of people who are subscribed to emails, they just put them in junk mail. Oh, they see, oh my God, it's another email from Kevin. I'm just gonna delete that straight to the junk mail. But if you are drip feeding them a video day by day, they are able to basically you're creating anticipation for them. Oh wow, the next video is coming out. I'm gonna open this email. So basically, it gives you the opportunity to add value to them as well. If you want to promote your coaching service, you can include it in the email. So you can do a lot of call to actions included in those emails as well. What I found helpful was actual masterclasses, especially with what Lin was saying. There's a lot of fake gurus today that basically are just after money, basically after money, not actually providing value to who they want to add value to. So what I found that would work for me was creating a masterclass, which you actually teaching them and actually getting them a specific result during that class. And it doesn't need to be long, 30 minutes to an hour on what it needs to be. Let's say if you're a wellness or a health guru and you want to get them a specific result on basically adjusting to their diet, and you want to teach them intermittent fasting or whatnot, be able to enjoy the foods that they love to eat while still losing weight, right? So what you can do is basically teach them, they could basically skip breakfast. They could skip breakfast just for today, which will basically get them the result the following day. Wow, that actually worked tremendously. And then they can build up to actually moving up to skipping breakfast, skipping lunch and whatnot. So that's what I found out that was actually extremely helpful. Basically, you are giving value to them, but you're not giving them the full result which you want them to subscribe to, which is your coaching or a program or whatever it may be. So that's basically an awesome way to attract clients organically as well. If you want to boost it, you can run Facebook ads or any type of advertising, paid advertising and whatnot. But even getting people who are interested and keen to what you have to offer. Hey, Lin, I've got, thank you for showing interest in my posts or whatnot. How about I add some more value to you? And then you can link them to what that masterclass is. Get them to sign up with their email so they're on your list, and then they can watch that masterclass as well. This improves your chances of actually acquiring that cold client who is interested in basically what you have or what you have to offer into something, getting them to extremely warm to extremely hot in a matter of an hour. They're more inclined to basically utilize your services with that as well. And another thing is once you have that call to action at the end of that masterclass is have some testimonials. And the reason why I say I can get a coaching business up in as little as 4 weeks is because you need testimonials. A lot of people these days, they're not going to purchase from you. They're not going to buy from you. They're not going to sign up to what you have unless you have the testimonials. And basically, the minimum 4 weeks is you're going to be coaching people for free. If you're new to coaching, if you are new to your business and you haven't generated any clients or are getting little to no clients, that is probably the issue that you are having right now. What makes you the authority to coach these people? What makes you the authority to to become that expert, right? If you don't have these testimonials of people backing you up and what results you can give to people, then chances are a lot of people aren't even going to buy from you. So that's the whole reason why testimonials are so powerful. So include that in your call to action where people have been getting results on what you want. And then after that, book a call. I've tried up application funnels or application forms where people pay for your call, and it works both ways. So a lot of people are scared to charge for their free discovery session, right? A lot of people either use free discovery session or paid application. And try both ways, because if you offer a free one, people are inclined to get extreme value from that. And a lot of people, so the difference is a lot of people will be more attracted to a free session and will be more inclined to book with you. However, with the paid application one, when people actually pay for your call, let's say it's a $50 call or a $97 call, they'll basically get, depending on what you offer, 45 minutes to an hour worth of coaching sessions in that call. And in that call, you will provide extreme value, try to get them generate a result during that call. So the reason why it's a paid application, it's because it weeds out all the people who aren't serious to the people that actually want your services. Like I said, again, the testimonials will help people get attracted to the application call, but it's entirely up to you. And if you want to play around with both spectrums of things. So in short hindsight, there's a lot more to it. Setting yourself up, setting up your Facebook profile, your social media before you actually do all of this beforehand. But that was like a quick run through on the whole process of how you can establish a coaching business in as little as 4 weeks. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Please give a big round of applause to Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Definitely learn a lot. Thank you so much. Now, our next guest speaker is the Queen of Wisdom, Elizabeth. So, Elizabeth, are you ready?
I'm really and truly ready. Thank you.
Okay, so everybody, please give her a big round of applause. Here you are, Elizabeth.
Well, thank you so much. A lot of people may doubt that wisdom bit at times. Yes, I am 75. And I started coaching 50 years ago and saying, oh, I wish there was a job doing this, because my ex-husband was kicked out of uni and I got him back in. And the first 12 months he topped the year and he's one of the youngest at the top of the public servant. And I divorced him. So I've had years of doing this. I've also had years as a clinical therapist, specializing trauma, stress management, obviously. I've had a marketing background of marketing Australia's most famous artists. So I've had a varied experience. But what I'd like to say is ego is not your ego. So we're not here to say, yay, look at me. But the important thing is it's what's in your heart. Because what's in your heart will come out with energy. Everything we think, say and do is energy. How did I find that out? I had chronic fatigue for 20 years and I'd fall asleep trying to read one sentence. If that's not a lesson in what energy is about, I don't know what is. And I've lectured on this for years. How did I get to the top of my profession? Plenty of them, several of them. The door opened. You do not have to kick, push and shove. If you are sitting in your own space, and I used to be laughed at 50 years ago speaking like this, as you could imagine. If you're sitting in your own space and you are wanting to help other people, you are doing it from your heart. You're not doing it from ego, greed, or to show what you can do, any of those sorts of things. If you come from your heart, the door's open, well and truly. And if I can give you one example, my kids were at a Catholic school and I was a single mother by then. Popular as a pork chop in the synagogue, I was. And yeah, I sure was. And anyway, a lady was asked would she run an exhibition, an art exhibition. They'd been running it for 2 years and the two people and their husbands doing it were just so plum tuckered up with their own snobbery they couldn't do it any further. So she said she'd do it and I said, I'll help. Thinking in case I can't afford the fees, single mother, 2 kids, right? And so a couple of months before I got some sort of virus and I was falling over my own shadow. So I phoned her, unless I can give that 500%, I give nothing. And I said, look, I'm not going to do this because I'll be a burden to you. She said, okay. A week later, she phones, well, I'm not doing it either. So I said, okay, everything lies on my shoulders. So if I mess it up, only I can get the blame. So I thought, I've been to one art exhibition as an 18-year-old. How do I do this? And at that time, Pro Heart was one of the top sellers. And so I phoned up his gallery and I got his work. I more than trebled their profits. So I was appreciated by getting the phone calls and letters of, we know what you single mothers are up to. And I was the shyest single mum you'd ever had because all I did was with my boys, you know. But the week after the exhibition, I got a phone call from one of the dads. That supposed Pro Heart I bought isn't signed. And I said, oh, okay, if you'd like to leave me your number. I was taught you were always polite to people regardless of how they are. Never bring yourself down to their level. Very, very strong, come from integrity. So I phoned Margaret, Pro's sister, and she said, oh, Pro does it occasionally. In 3 weeks, Pro and Riley will be in Canberra at such and such a hotel. Just tell him to go along and he'll sign it. So I phoned the guy back and said, if you'd like to have the painting at my place, I will have it back to you the following day. I went in and I met Pro and Riley and we just hit it off like that. So we sat down and chatted, and then he had an ante-room where he had other gallery owners. And I wasn't a gallery owner, I'd just done this thing. And I was in there for about 10 minutes and I turned to Riley and I said, oh, Riley, can we get out of here? They were speaking down to Pro, and yet they were making their money from him. So she said yes, and as a result of that, I got Pro's work for my gallery. Now, single mother on a pension. So in those days, we went to uni, we radioed everything off, and I couldn't afford stamps to send invitations, so I stuck it all under windscreens and everything. And I got that $8 a bottle passion pop, and I hired someone to serve it. We had the hollow stem glasses, hired those, and I said to him, keep the damask cloths around it so they don't see what it is. And so that exhibition just went off and I made an extreme profit. I said, good, done that, because I never wanted to look at another painting in my life after all the abuse I'd got from this school. And the artists kept coming back. And I promoted Pro here, in Canberra, Cairns, Townsville, the States, everywhere. I had not one interest in doing that years before, but I had come from my heart, I will help you in case I can't afford school fees, right? I have recorded 5 CDs and I'm totally oblivious to what's going on around me, even at the best of times, let alone when recording. And I came outside, I'm on Planet Elizabeth. I came outside, there was this gentleman here. And he said, oh, that was good, sit down. I said, no, I'm going. And they said, sit down, please. I said, okay, because I didn't know him. And he just said, you're doing this, this, and this, do you realise? And I said, yes. Do you really? No. And I said to the, after about 15 minutes to the recording guy, would you please escort me to the car? And he said, do you know who that is? And I said, no. He said, that's Bob Tasman Smith. He used to be one of the world's leading voice coaches. He loves your work. Ooh. Now,
wow.
Exactly. Can you see what I'm saying? When your heart is there, you don't have to kick, push and shove. So I said to him, look, is this gentleman a bit like this? And he said, look, yes. He said, but he's dying of cancer. And I said, good, give me his phone number. Because what he had given me by saying my work was good was worth more than $1 million. Mm-hmm. So I phoned him up, we met, and I said, I'll be with you as a friend until the day you die. And I was in hospital with him the night before he died. And then the next morning I went up and he had just passed and I sat with him for a couple of hours. Do you know, you do not have to kick, push and shove. So the barrier to you getting ahead, a lot of the time you don't have the privilege of being blonde and Irish and just going along like that. But, you're listening to your subconscious programming. Now, our thoughts and actions come 95% from our subconscious. Mm-hmm. And for positive people, 80 to 90% of their thought processes are negative. And that usually comes from childhood. So please realise that when you say, I'm going to do this, and you have all these wonderful plans, don't listen to that little voice inside that says you're an idiot, you can't do it, you're not pretty enough, you're not this, you're not that. Tell them to go take a hike. Live in the now. Look at yourself in the mirror, or tell yourself as you're walking around, you have to get to your deep subconscious, and that is that hypnotic state. And yes, I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. You have to pay for that as insurance. But, you know, meditation goes far deeper and has a far, far deeper and more sound effect. And I taught meditation and stress management in Buddhist temples here and around London and Paris as well. So, you know, this is just come up on the thing. I'm sorry. I don't know how to get rid of this on the other thing. And so, you know, I've got a really solid background. So I don't have to say, oh, my goodness, I can teach you meditation. I learned from the nuns who they used to come around. If you weren't sitting properly, you get a whack on the back. And, you know, all these things that I have just fallen into. So I want you to understand, more than anything, don't have fear in your vocabulary. Don't listen to the people who are putting you down and saying you can't do it. Why are they doing that? Because they're insecure. They're jealous of you. They're afraid you might be more successful. But do you know what, guys? If we're all in this together, we all help each other and we get there. You know, and my son is very successful. Was he when he started? No. Who used to sit on the beach and see the waves coming in and say, with every wave, his money's going to increase, his business is going to increase, you know, but he did the hard yards. It comes from a spiritual side, a heart side, and listen to your gut. Do you know, we have as many neurons in our gut as a cat has in its brain. And tell me, can you outsmart a cat? Not very often if they have their intentions. So, you know, you've got your brain in your gut, in your heart, in your head. We've got a triple whammy. Use it. We're 3 stars. You know, use it. Get out there. You know, and so look, if you want to see one of my websites, it's womeninstress.com.au. I've got Facebook is Elizabeth M. Ray. It's at the Gold Coast. If you go to YouTube and just put in Elizabeth Ray Meditations, you can download free. I've more than made my money on my CDs. Download free. There's one for kids. There are 5 CDs there. And I've also got a bestseller, The Happiness Key, here in Australia and the States. And that is Amazon, but you've got to go Elizabeth M. Ray, The Happiness Key, and it will download. So all of that is there if you want. I will leave my phone number or email address with Lin. If you want to contact me, please do. I am retired. But I do help. So I'm not here promoting trying to get money, right? I will take business occasionally. But remember, I'm 75.
I don't look like 75.
Oh, I love you. I'll adopt you too. So look, if there's anything I can help you with, I don't want to say, look, I know it all. But the way I've learned is by making all the mistakes in the world. And my son, Kerwin, will tell you the same thing about him. He'll tell you that about me too. But you know what sons are like with their mother. So yes, don't be afraid to make a mistake. Don't be afraid to skin your knees. Don't be afraid to be bullied. Do you know what? I stood up for myself at the age of 75 a couple of months ago for the first time. And you've got no idea how good it felt.
I do.
It was fan-bloody-tastic, if I may say that.
Oh, I want to hear that story, Elizabeth. Definitely. Can you tell us that story?
You really want to hear it?
Come on, go for it.
Tell us the story. I want to know. You can't leave it like that.
For 12 years I've been bullied by the people here needing to get work done in my apartment, you know. Anyway, and I've been quiet, blah, blah. Gone through BCCM, if you understand that, Attorney General's Department, and they've got to do the lot. Silly people. Over $8 now, where it would have been if they'd have done it ages ago. You know. But anyway, I went downstairs and this woman said to me, because they'd done all sorts of things, glued my key and changed the lock in the garage and, you know, water in the garage, you know. And I had my car parked out of my garage because it was stinking and got asthma. And I walked downstairs and the woman opposite her garage is just downstairs. She said, "Is that your car parked out?" And I said, "Oh, yes, darling, would you like me to shift it?" And she said, "Yes, just as well I tell you, not my husband." And I don't know, to this day, I don't know who was behind me. And I said, "Good, bring it on. I can give as good as I get. Just you bring it on. And by the way, can I walk through your garage? Because mine stinks." And I got in the car and I said, "Ask any time politely, and I'm more than happy, darling. But as far as that husband of yours goes, I've more than had my fill." More than had my fill. Drove off. And I went, "Who was that?" And you know what? No bastard excuse expression. Again. He was this quiet little thing who was polite to the nth degree with everybody. And now I'm getting my apartment done. The guy's coming next week. I've got my confidence because I'm a pretty gentle person. I'm astute and I've got a good brain, but I will step aside rather than confront. That is the past, darlings. That's the past. Walk out now. Here I come. So yes, I still don't know who was behind me. I'm still laughing about it. And they're probably listening out the window, good for them. And so, I had to put a video on my door and I've got videos of them saying we've got to get rid of her because I questioned how they were spending their money.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, I found that in a $20,000 discrepancy a few years ago, and this one was $2,000 overcharged, and I questioned and said, "Why is that?" It was $1,050 more than a quote I'd given them by just a tradie. And then I found out it was a part owner of the unit at the back. So that's when I had the glue put in the thing, the locks changed, and they saw I had my grandson and they switched the electricity off to the garage so I couldn't use the garage. You know, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. But look, I've come through. You know, this is not a sob story. This is, hey, everything that's thrown at me, what was thrown at me at the Catholic school. You know, we know what your single mothers are up to. My God, you couldn't have got anyone more innocent than me at the time. Not now, but you're more innocent than me at the time. And so, come from your heart, come from integrity. Integrity is the one thing you cannot buy and sell. You cannot buy your integrity back once you've given it away. So, look, I think I've overdone my time. Darlings, thank you so much. I've enjoyed speaking to you. Honestly, you've blessed me. If you want to know anything, get on those contacts or ask Lynn. He's got my contacts. Right?
Yes.
Lots of love and success to you all.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Please, everybody, give her a big round of applause because she deserves. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I never thought I'd be telling that story.
I love it.
You're naughty, Lauren. Thank you.
I get the feeling you don't suffer fools gladly.
No, I sidestep, but this time I hit them.
Go you. I wish I'd seen it. I would have cheered you on.
I wish I'd had a video on it too, because I still...
One of us would have been filming it and make it go viral.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
Now, what I've got to do is try and get this. I don't know whether you can see my computer. It's a bit screwy at the moment. So you can't see that. All my emails have come up and I can't get out of the stupid thing at the moment. So...
no worries. I help you do that.
I've got it. No, it won't. I can't get to the little...
You're my spirit animal.
Who said that? Haley?
Haley
Hey, darling, listen, you've got the most beautiful smile. I just want to give you a big hug.
Thank you.
You have to meet. Where are you guys from?
Well, I'm from Newmarket in Brisbane.
Oh, I'm the Gold Coast.
I'm Gold Coast. We're having a coffee, obviously, Elizabeth, when they let us get within 1.5 metres of each other.
Gold Coast, Lauren?
Yes, absolutely. Hope Island.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm Marine Parade Labrador. I look over to SeaWorld.
brilliant.
Yeah. So
And saying, sorry to chirp in, I want to tell your story. We've got a magazine called Obsessed, and I'm obsessed with you. I'm so obsessed. You're incredible.
well, give me a call.
How the hell am I going to follow that?
Darling, be yourself.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
What am I going to say? They're going to think, oh, look.
I'll be like,
Listen, give me a call, both of you, please. Lynn has got my phone number.
I've sent you a Facebook message already.
she's all over it.
Great, thank you. That is, and listen, you know, please pass on everything about the free videos and everything else, not videos, meditations, everything like that, because they're there to bless everyone.
Brilliant,
And
thank
no
you.
money's coming in. All right? All right.
Lovely,
to
thank
meet
you, Elizabeth.
What a blessing
Thank you.
it's turned
Thank you
out.
so much, Elizabeth. Well, the first time actually, I made a phone call with Elizabeth, and I was so surprised because she said that she told me that she is 75 years old, but her voice like 20 something.
Yes, but the face doesn't match.
Well, your face doesn't look like 70 years old either.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much.
Mine is water, not vodka, darling.
Mine's water as well, but it looks like vodka.
Mine's water, and then eventually it turns into wine.
Jesus effect. Perfect.
Yeah. So for any friends who want to contact Elizabeth, just let me know, and I will pass her. Yeah, definitely love to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time for our next guest speaker, Haley. So Haley is she's coach, brand strategist, and she's going to teach you how did she do pivot her business in this tough time. So give her a big round of applause.
Hey, Haley.
Thank you. And in all seriousness, thank you so much, Elizabeth, because that was actually happens. When that happens, we pivot. Look, I'm very similar to you, Elizabeth, in a lot of ways. I've done a lot of different things. I've been a cage fight manager. I grew a small business from $900 to $2.8 million in less than 3 years.
Oh, good girl.
Wow.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, so like I know how to kind of make money. Keeping it, that's a whole other ball game, and growing it, a whole other ball game. So I'm fortunate enough to have people around me that actually help me make smarter choices in that space. And I suppose that's part of, and it is part of my success strategy. You've got to be very, very clear on what your strong suits are. And what you said, Elizabeth, about coming from the heart and really like aligning that, the gut, the heart, the soul, the energy, the life force, all that is my jam. And until that penny drops and that light bulb moment happens, I don't think anyone can truly understand what that means. And that has happened for me in the last just couple of weeks even. You know, like literally going through my journey at the moment. This whole pandemic, this COVID thing, for a lot of people has frozen a lot of people in fear. For me, I'm like, woo, this is my jam. Like I thrive in adversity. And I do get asked a lot, why, how? I don't actually have the answer for that. I think that this is just my gift. So I struggle articulating why I'm good in a crisis. I grew up in an environment that was a little bit tumultuous when I was a kid. I was working at the age of 13 to provide for my entire family. So I understood good quality work ethics and good quality hard work, good old-fashioned hard work. And you get this. Sorry to keep referencing you, Elizabeth, but you have some pretty solid stats there and a son that's kicking some serious goals. But I think it makes such a difference. I watched my parents work their asses off, and I don't know any other way. So when it comes to pivoting in business, it's very difficult because people spend a lot of time, money, and effort building to this point. But when shit hits the fan, and this point and this situation in the environment changes, then what? And people think they're going to, scramble, start doing the same thing, start going through the same thing. That's not the thing that you need to be doing. The old mindset, the old marketing is not going to work right now. It really isn't. You need to be prepared to look at it for what it is right now, and then have the confidence to lead from the front and do the shit that's required to get the job done. And I don't even know what that looks like for you, because I don't know if you've got staff or whether you don't. Like for me, I had to significantly reduce a lot of my staff. I had to choose between my children at work. It's hard. It's making hard decisions and leading with confidence, knowing the entire time, having self-confidence that no matter what happens, that you've got this. And again, I resonate with you, Elizabeth. Everything is energy. I do nothing for money. Nothing for money. Yeah, it's awesome. 900, 2.8 million. Who cares? I did it in the beginning because I genuinely believed I was changing people's lives. And people get pulled into this sell, got a hard sell stuff. You actually don't. And this whole COVID thing, and people are scrambling now to sell their services because that's been taken away from them. And do you know what the magical thing is? It's always been about sharing. It's always been about sharing. It's never, ever been about selling. It's just that it's highlighted now. You know, and I think it took a pandemic to make everyone go, oh shit, I'm actually going to have to connect with people. Of course. Yeah, well, this is it. So I talk a lot about reaching in and reaching out. And I don't necessarily mean that in a spiritual way. When you're reaching in, especially when a catastrophe happens, people tend to go inward. And it's okay momentarily. It's okay to go inward, to gather yourself and to kind of just collect yourself, but momentarily. When I talk about reaching in, I'm talking about reaching into your immediate network and going to the safety of what's going to make you feel good. Not what's going to be the right thing for you, but what's going to make you feel good. And 9 times out of 10, the best thing that you can do is reach out. Like every single one of us have done today, reach out, get outside of your comfort zone and keep pushing forward, because that's where the magic's going to happen. That's where the greatest elevation's going to happen. That's where the life-changing shit's going to happen, in my view. I mean, in all honesty, if Lin hadn't reached out to me, I wouldn't have met Elizabeth. I wouldn't have met Kevin. I wouldn't have met the other Elizabeth. I wouldn't have met any. I know Lauren rocks. So, yeah. And Steve, you too, name them all. I'm like, I wouldn't have met any of you guys and I hadn't heard your stories yet. But this is the magic of it. And there is no real kind of magic recipe. It is just managing your energy, being prepared to give more and focus on sharing. There's not a set of rules. Don't be so set on selling. Share, because I can't even explain to you the energy exchange on that alone will be worth more than money ever could.
Yes.
You know, like, and I'm not going to waffle on too long, because I actually, in all honesty, guys, I actually have another Zoom meeting. I've got another interview very shortly, and it's a bit of a shit because I'm going to have to exit at some point. I'm really, really sorry, but I would love to connect with each, and I will do. Lin, thank you so much for even having me here. I'm really, really grateful. And I love how you've put all this thing together and the energy that you've brought, and I think you truly understand it. You truly understand the power of energy by just literally changing that with simple things like music. You know, that's how you do it. I don't know. That's about as good as it gets. I can't really. You just got to lead from the heart, lead from the soul, do what is right, and be a good person. And I say this a lot: don't be a dick.
I want to.
Thank you so much, Haley. So everybody, please give a bigger applause to Haley. Thank you so much. Thank you. Woo. Thank you.
Myself.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. Yeah. So
I think
right
that's going to be the sentence for COVID-19, hasn't it, Haley, at the moment? Just don't be a dick.
Don't.
Is the way to answer. What do I do during COVID-19? Just don't be a dick. Just simple, really. Yeah.
I love it. Now, what we do is.
Lin, I just very quickly, guys, I am going to say goodbye now because I don't want to, I may have to leave mid. I've actually got Nat behind me just seeing if she can buy me a little bit more time.
Oh.
So that's my assistant behind me, and I've got a graphic designer off to my right. So if I have to exit, I'll just pop off the screen, but I don't want you to think I'm being rude.
Absolutely, no problem at all. Now, everybody, thank you so much. we have been talking about lots of valuable stuff, lots of great content, and we have been sitting here for about nearly an hour now. So what we do right now is for some of you guys, if you want to go to the restroom or have a cup of coffee, please do. Let's have a 5 minutes break, and then after 5 minutes, we will come back. When we come back, we will have a group discussion together. Does it sound good?
Yes.
Awesome. And one more thing before you go, as you know that I'm going to help you to create a personal website. I want to use one person as an example. So if you want me to help you create a website, please just send me a direct message during the break time, and I will tell you how to do that. So I will use you as an example today. Does it sound good? Awesome. So guys, let's have a 5 minutes break, and I'm going to see you in 5 minutes.
Elizabeth, I've sent you a friend request.
Oh, thank you. Because I just took a photograph because I was going to look you up. Thank you. I will send you these papers.
Yeah, sounds good. I actually can't wait. And Lauren and I, we work together quite a fair bit as well. And actually, Lauren's business partner.
Let's go.
All right, I better go because I'm gonna miss this bloody meeting.
Our little angel.
You go where you live.